Oh, well, he could be a part of the show. Welcome.
Oh, welcome.
Happy
Back
Saturday. Yeah. All right. Let's see who's joining us today, Vera. Okay, so we had an awesome evening with Angus last weekend. Very cool. Totem animals. Here we are. And we have another one coming up in October. The last one for the year.
The last one for the year.
Yes, and it's on...
Hallelujah.
It's your soul color.
Yes.
I think it's really cool when we find out what our soul color is because it gives us insight into, I think, some of...
The energy that's always around us.
Exactly.
No matter how we're... Roxanne, she's such a sweetheart. Sweet, sweet, sweet.
And Dusty.
Oh, Dusty Arnold.
Hello.
Hey, Guy.
But yeah.
I think I shouldn't say that if I don't... Dusty, I assumed was a guy. Dusty Springfield was a girl. Anyway.
That's true.
I apologize if I said it wrong.
But yeah. And you don't even have to try, Roxanne.
I know. Just be you.
But yeah, it's cool because our soul color, it can give us insight into our energy.
Oh, definitely.
Because each color has an energy about it, of what it represents.
And no matter how you're feeling, you can still utilize that energy, like purple or blue or whatever.
Exactly.
That's always there for you.
Yes.
Good. Nice to have guys on here too.
Yay.
Hi, Emily M. Sweet girl.
All right.
Hi, precious angel.
Here we are.
So you guys really got me this time because it was Emily first, my Emily, and then my adopted Emily M.
Yes. And Nana's here. All right. So we have that evening with Angus coming up. Is there anything else, Vera, that we have in the works? I think that's it for the rest of the year because it's getting real
Unless we
busy
decide not to.
for the holidays.
Unless we decide to do something.
So if you're interested in joining us, it's a virtual evening with Angus, and you can find that information on our website at Soul's Enlightenment. You just go under events, and it's right there.
And we're going to have a whole new, should I say it?
Why not?
A whole new look in the new year.
Yeah.
A new logo.
I'm excited.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Me too. I better get to work.
A new website.
That logo done. Yeah. I'm excited. It's going to be very cool. Okay. So what else? Oh.
Is anybody feeling a little ornery this morning or this afternoon? I've been.
Have you?
Yes, I feel ornery.
I didn't even notice.
Good. Usually you're the first to know.
But why is that though?
Because I was reading about, God, I didn't mean to yell, but our beautiful blue, really expensive mic
red
doesn't work.
Right now, yeah. So we got to get that fixed. So we're talking louder.
Yeah, well, you don't have to.
Yeah.
Yes, because Saturday, it's we just may have to grit our teeth and push through today because the energy is unsettling. Because Libra is butting heads with Saturn. Our intention may be to keep the peace, but pleasing others feels outside our range.
It's so amazing how much what's going on with the planets and that energy can affect us.
Yep.
But it's great to have this insight, and this is your favorite, which is now my favorite because she's awesome.
I love her.
C.A. Brooks, right?
Correct.
She's really good.
Astrologer, psychic. I believe she's psychic.
Yes, you did say that, and I like what she has to say too because she gives us insight into just like being aware.
And she's very Gnostic. I don't even know if she knows it.
She might not, but maybe she does. But just in having that insight can help us to be on the lookout so that we can know what's in the stars for the day.
Sidestep conflict today, even though you think you're going to help. Not today. But that's a general. I mean, if you really feel like you can help people by listening to the conflicts that they're going through with another person, then more power to you.
Yeah.
Just remember you might get sucked into that.
That's easy
conflict,
to do.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Vera, should we mention here about that amazing video that we saw on Coco the gorilla.
Oh,
It was
that
Coco,
cute.
right?
I hope it's real though.
You don't
never
think
know.
it is?
Well, I don't.
You
Who
don't
was the
know?
one that brought up fake news? I mean, you don't
Okay.
know something's altered or.
Oh, well,
But it's
I don't
such
know
a-
sign language, so I assumed that the gorilla was communicating from what they were saying.
Well, see, that's how we. Isn't that how we do things now? We go on the internet and we believe what's going on there, and not everything you see on there is real.
Right.
Yeah. So be careful.
Well, I now have to learn sign language to know if that was real.
But it felt real,
It did, and it was a video
and
about,
it was a great message.
yeah, it was a message basically about doing what's right for the planet.
Yes.
Yeah.
The planet is very sad. Coco says.
Yeah.
Isn't that sweet?
Yeah, it was.
And just for people, and especially humans, are sometimes bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a
Hi,
good message.
Sammy. Hi, Cindy.
And it was showing too that, because what we have found is that animals have a soul that is deep and rich with knowledge and experience, just like us. They're not just stupid beasts. It's amazing. That information came through from Angus on the other side, talking about, I'll never forget it. It was Cecil the lion. And we knew that animals had a soul, but he was really conveying how much they are very deep and thoughtful beings. And they
Most
have
animals are.
they have intent to help humanity as well. It just,
I used to love. I wanted to do sign language.
well, you know some sign language. You've taught me a few
I know
things.
it's no A, B, C.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, Roxanne, you can watch it and let us know if it's real.
Oh, that would be great.
Or, actually, there's a student that I had. I shouldn't say have. With Sylvia, when she does sign language.
Really?
Yeah, so I'm gonna ask
Maybe
her.
that would be great. See if it's real.
I bet you it is though.
Okay.
And that's a great message.
So I just wanted to say that I love your waves. I just had to say.
Yeah, of course you
I
did.
love your waves.
Chrissy had to see how my hair would look
I wanted
not
to
doing
see,
it.
Yeah, I wanted to see how it would look with the natural wave.
I don't have curly hair, obviously.
But you have a wave.
A little bit of a wave, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
Pretty.
we didn't have time to fix it.
I like it.
Yeah. So anyway, what else is
Okay,
going on?
so we saw that, and then there was this amazing, cool example. Well, it was about one of the people that are fabulous friends that was in the evening with Angus, and she asked for a message,
Oh,
a
yeah.
specific message from Angus. You want to tell our friends about that?
Sure. Whenever, we ask for messages, right? From different places and different things.
Our angels, or
Yeah,
the other
whatever.
side, or our loved ones on the other side, or whatever. Okay.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I just
Oh.
wanted to explain, like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, you could say it too, but I know she's real. We know Coco's real. I'm talking about the message. Sometimes it's altered, edited. That's what we're saying. We know Coco's real. So, one of the participants of the evening with Angus asked for a message that apparently Angus would say a color. And whenever the thing was over, he never mentioned a color to her. But then the very next day, she received in an email a drawing of an owl with green in it. It was really pretty. I believe her mother drew it or something. So just because you didn't get it where you thought you should get it, you still get it. So that's why don't discount where different places it comes from. Just because you didn't say that, if you said I wanted a flower and then you got maybe one of those weeds but it looks like flowers,
Right.
that's a flower.
Exactly.
So go with that.
I know. I
And
thought
trust
that was.
that it's, if it feels like it, then trust that that is the answer to your message.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I just
So
thought
that
that
was
was
pretty
really
neat.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because remember, Vera, with the picture, it looked like it was all black and white,
Mhm.
except for green, and that was it was very specific.
Well, the owl was brown,
okay.
so it was brown and green.
I see.
Yeah, but it looked kind of, because it was pencil,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, but it was brown.
I just thought that was really cool.
Yeah. And so, yes, you do get your messages, and sometimes you discount them because you think, oh, that's not where I wanted it to come from.
Okay, but this is the part that I love.
Okay.
Because sometimes it is a lesson on trust.
Right.
You were pointing that out, and you were right.
Mm-hmm.
Because
You have to trust.
and then once you do, it's like it's even more magical because it's just awesome to see that reciprocation from the other side.
Yeah. Amelia used to do that when she was little too. Well, she's still little, but she would pick those little yellow weed flowers and give them. She loved them. She'd just go, oh. You know, so see, even a weed can be appreciated, right?
Exactly. It's still a flower.
It's still a flower. To somebody.
Yes. Okay, there's one more thing before we go into Ruth and Rachel.
Okay.
And I thought this was really fascinating. Okay, so last weekend we were sitting around, I think it was last weekend, and we were talking about Johnny Depp.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I didn't know that
he owns Bella Lugosi's. What do you keep looking at me weird for?
Remember
my hair.
No, because remember when you were asking, you were saying about who that was, and I thought they were friends. He's dead.
No.
Bella Lugosi, and then you asked Sammy, and Sammy's like,
who is she?
She thought it was a girl. Well, Bella Lugosi.
It's only because I put Bella with 2 L's, and it looks like a girl's name. It has 1 L, so that's why. Hi, Eric.
But it was really cool because, well, you were saying that he bought his house, right?
That's what I read, and that he's living in it. And that's why I'm like going, oh, no. He's got to either sage the hell out of that place, because it's not a good energy place to be in. Bella was a little on the dark side. Lost light side, I should say. We don't want to say dark side.
So a lot of
oh, I'm talking low. Sorry.
So the energy of what happened there is still kind of lingering about. So that would be good if he could kind of, like you said, maybe bless it or sage it or
something.
whatever.
And he needs to not be in there when he's drinking and partying. Bad juju in there.
Yeah, because sometimes that brings on they call it the grunge, right? And it's almost like I don't want to say like a doorway or more of an opening, or we're more susceptible to getting that negative energy, and that's not something that's positive. I mean, only in the sense that it can affect
your
us.
mood. Yeah,
affect us or affect our thinking or bring us down our
Energy.
spirits or that kind of thing. Yeah. Okay. So was there anything else?
Wasn't there something else?
I thought that was really interesting, though.
Those 3? Okay.
Hi,
Tack.
Because you were saying before that, well, that's a whole nother topic. Because I remember you did a past life on Johnny Depp. And wasn't that the one where he was Lon Chaney Sr.?
Yes.
And wasn't that
Lon
around
Chaney
the time frame of Bela Lugosi?
Yes.
So I find that
Yes.
fascinating.
Yes.
Because he resonates to his, Johnny Depp, resonating to his last life. That's interesting. It's just very fascinating. If you haven't checked out that video, you can check it out in our videos.
You mean Sylvia Brown, right? Yeah. I believe. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. What do you think, Vera?
What?
Do you think Bella is still around?
Yes.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I think you did mention that last week. I remember you saying something
Really
about that.
Not a good guy.
Yeah, that would be. Let's get some holy water for him.
Yeah, really.
Send him a package, bunch of sea salt and all that good stuff.
Especially if there's still stuff from him there.
Yeah, like
The
items,
energy, yeah.
objects, or what have you.
Oh, no worries. Sometimes some other people are saying stuff, so I didn't know if it was Sylvia or,
Okay, so Vera.
First of all, Ruth.
Oh my gosh.
But you know what?
She hung
She
in
hung
there.
but she had to go before the election.
And that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it does, but people are like, it does and it doesn't. It's like, you couldn't hang on. Of course, she hung on to the very last second that she could hang on to.
Isn't that amazing? And I feel like she was doing that for all of us.
Mm-hmm. But we have to step up now because of the situation that might happen with, what's his name again?
Trump?
No.
Oh, Mitch McConnell?
Yeah.
Moscow Mitch?
I didn't want to say Moscow Mitch.
Oh, beep.
That's okay. But yeah, for him to be as giddy as he is, I mean, they actually said he was giddy.
I know.
That he gets to push this through.
No.
But that's where we have to stand up. See, if she would have stayed, then it would have been
the same
a
thing.
no-brainer, right? But see, we still have to stand up and tell our elected officials no.
Exactly.
And call them and say, look, I am not going to vote for you if you keep backing up this government, not government, but this, I don't know what you call it.
Agenda?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So she had to, I mean, that's why she left before, but she waited till the last minute,
Oh my
so
God.
that was cool.
I mean, she held on this long. She was going to retire back in 2016, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And she stayed on when the person who she thought was going to get into office didn't get into office.
Yeah.
And I mean, she did hold on. And yeah, like you said, the last possible second.
Mm-hmm.
And it's amazing that here she was during the 60s and then the 70s where there was all this protesting for equality and women's rights. And she was really
Instrumental.
Yes, instrumental. And then now, with her passing right now, with all this going on, and we're on just the precipice, yes, of teetering. Which way is it going to go? And so it's just, she was such and is such an inspiration.
She was for everybody. Yeah,
for
it wasn't
us.
just women. She was for people's rights.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's just, oh yeah, definitely. And what a time to be alive and be re-inspired with what we've already done as a society, right? We've already stood up, and now here we are having to do it again.
And we do have power, guys. We do. We just have been told, oh, we can't do anything,
Wow.
or what are we going to do? We can get these people in office and say, hey, you want to represent us? Then you do what we want you to do, or do the right thing.
Exactly.
Better than do what we want you to do. Do the right thing.
Absolutely.
For everyone, not just for a certain group.
We have to tell them what her nephew said. That she said.
Oh, that's so cute.
He wrote the whole script.
The movie.
The movie, yeah, it was for a movie based on her life, and he said that when he sent it to her, and he said
he presented it to his aunt, and he said, I wrote this screenplay, and I really want your input on it. And then she said, well, if that's how you want to spend your time, because but I'm busy right now with the healthcare.
Yeah.
So sure, I'll help you.
It was just so funny. And I thought it was, what else stood out to me is that they were saying that during the 70s, there were people that had loud voices, but she wasn't like that. Her gift was more so behind the scenes.
I know, but she also said we needed the people to be out front.
Exactly.
But she said you can protest, and that's what you want to do because you want the leaders to know how you feel, but then you have to change the laws.
Right.
Or it doesn't matter.
And I love that part
Yeah.
because it shows how much we really are a team.
Exactly.
From the top down or the bottom up, whichever way we want to look at it, right? That we all have a part and we all have a special gift to play in this.
Yep.
And I thought it was fascinating too because her whole character she was saying was about, she didn't ever feel like she needed to be angry in public when she was defending
Her mother taught her
her
that.
point. Yeah. And so it was interesting because I thought it was a really good example of how you don't have, and she was very small in stature, of course, but you don't have to be loud or screaming and yelling or have that physical mind to be powerful.
And then whenever she would start expressing how she felt, her professors or the men that were around her life at that time, not her husband, but the men that she worked with and all that, told her, "Oh, stop being emotional." And then you know what she would answer? "You first." That was like, you go, girl. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, better a bitch than a mouse. Exactly.
Well, there we go.
Yeah. So, here again, the past life I got for Ruth was, again, she was a father.
Really?
A father. And I'm picking up, as I was getting this past life, because I believe the other one too, we listened to it earlier, she was a father that promoted.
Yes, it was a video that you had done on her past life previously. You'll find it in our videos. And she was a father of a suffragette. And in that lifetime, she really believed that women should have the same rights as men, not be treated so lesser than.
Right. And her very first case was to help a man.
Yes. Yes.
See,
exactly.
so she wanted, balance for everyone, not just women.
Right.
But she was a preacher in London. It was Puritan type religion that she was into, or he at the time. Ruth was a father of all these, I think 15 children or something like that. But
really?
yeah, so he was
Wow.
kind of like a Puritan type person, but I don't really know that much about Puritans. But what I gathered from him, the main thing for him was education. He felt that everyone needed to be educated.
Wow.
Not just, the hierarchy. But he also felt that preachers should be educated. And apparently, in those days, anybody could be one.
Anyone could be a preacher?
Preacher, You didn't have to go to seminary school. You didn't have to,
I see.
go to a class like how we did. To
Right.
become, yeah. So, but he felt that you did, so that you could learn about people and you could learn about how to set your, whatever it was that you wanted to preach about, and learn how to do it from people that have already done it. And then do it your own way, right?
Right.
Because he was that way too. He was very much against slavery. And was there slavery back in the 1600s?
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm
There's
sure.
always been slavery, right?
Forever,
yes,
huh?
yes.
Yeah. So, very much against that. And he would teach, he was a preacher, and then, because they didn't like what he was preaching, because it was more about, he felt, and he gave this to his daughter, who I'm going to talk about later, that people should have morals to be able to, go to heaven, in other words. Where in those days, it was like, if you belong to our church,
oh yeah, then
went
you're
to
in the
heaven.
gates.
Well, I shouldn't say those days, it's still that way, right?
Right.
Yeah, so he believed that you had to have morals to be able to be elevated, to be able to go home to God.
Here.
Yeah, well, he was
Amen.
put in jail for that. He spent like 5 years in jail, or I don't know, like a few years in
But
jail.
good for him for standing up for what he believed in, because that is the truth.
Yeah.
I mean,
But then after that, when he got out, because they figured, okay, well, he's been punished enough and he's going to fly right. Well, he didn't.
yes.
But nobody said anything after that. But he went to, finally he went to another area of London or England or something. He moved, let's just say, and he was teaching school as well as being a preacher. But the school was something that was unique because it had to be a queen. I'm just being sexist. Because it was the first time that they had like a public school, and it was free for poor children. Not just, the elite had to pay, but the poor children didn't have to. But they got the same education.
Are you kidding
No,
me?
and he was all for that, right?
Oh, yeah.
So that's whenever he would, and I
Wow.
believe he had only girls, I'm not sure.
You mean his kids?
Yes. So he
Oh my gosh.
educated all of them.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
but
they had the same type of education that the boys did.
I love it.
Yeah, yeah. So that's part of who
What
he was, and
awesome
then
soul.
made his beliefs into his children, put his beliefs into his children. But the one that I wanted to talk about most was one of his daughters was Rachel Maddow.
I was wondering.
Yeah, well, that's why we have Rachel on there.
Wow.
I know. Last time when we were watching, I was like, oh my God, she had a life with Ruth.
Wow, that is super
But
cool.
the thing with Ruth being all of these people that set other people up to do things, it was her time in this lifetime to put all of that together.
Wow.
Because that was for religious freedom, right? This was for,
Yes.
the next one that I talked about before was for suffragette, right? So for
Right.
women's freedom. And then
This
now
is for-
she did it for everybody.
in the politics
Yeah.
field.
Yeah. So all of that
Gosh.
past life stuff helped
Wow.
her in this lifetime. And that's why she told her husband whenever he's going, nobody, if you guys have not seen the movie, I don't want to give a lot away, but
So cool.
nobody would hire her.
Oh, you would not believe it.
In all of New York,
I know.
no one would hire her.
She was like the first in her class,
Mhm.
and we're all
Or higher class.
and we're all the men that were first in the class of, I think it was Harvard, Oxford, Harvard.
Anyway, she didn't finish Harvard. Remember?
Yeah, were able to go and get these amazing, lawyer jobs, but not her, and they just would not. Nobody would. Wow, that is just
Cool.
super cool, though. I love how, because this planet is coming to the end of its time,
Mhm.
we are putting all of our past life experience
Mhm.
together, wrapped up in our life. Even if it's not on a big stage like that, no matter what it is, you're taking your
It
experience
did. I didn't
and
see
you're
that part.
you're doing, amazing things with just taking
Yeah.
whatever you've lived
Yeah.
and encompassing it in this life, finishing up all the maybe little loose
Mhm.
ends from other lifetimes, and taking those gifts and applying it to now, because we need it. This planet needs it, and other people need it to help each other.
Mhm.
Wow, I just love it though that she was able to take everything that she's been through and apply it to this life. You're so hot.
Those are the hot lights.
Woo! Yeah.
Okay.
Plus, open channel.
So now we're talking about Rachel, right?
Okay,
All right.
we're ready.
So she fought for religious freedom as well, and of course she had the same Puritan viewpoints, but she took it like a little bit further than even her father did. But what she would do, and this is so interesting too, is that she would go to these church sermon, but then she had a study group that she would have just the women. It would just be women, because guys, of course, didn't want to go, right? But she would talk about the sermons from the other preachers and dissect them and say like what she would do or asked what they would do. She included everybody, right? And then
God, I could totally see her doing that.
she was like she didn't just go to one church. She went to the different ones to see like what they were talking about. But she had one favorite one that her and her husband really believed in. So, and then she was always helping people too. Not just, she was a midwife, people that didn't have food, she got them food. People that she was just in, and people loved her. She had this charisma
She's awesome.
that would, get into people's lives, and if they didn't have something, she found a way to get it to them, kind of thing. So that was excellent too. But she was put in jail too for what did she get in jail for? It was something different. She went to jail for because she was holding these study groups, and she was becoming more popular than the preachers.
Oh,
so they
my
got
God.
upset and put her in prison because they said that she was a witch, or she was saying things that were
heresy or something.
because she was psychic. I don't know how Rachel feels about that, but doesn't matter. You were in that lifetime, but she used it to her to be able to help people and to
Wow.
to be able to understand what was going on. So, but she was
Wow.
put in jail too.
Isn't that funny
Yeah.
how threatened different establishments
Mhm.
are, or different people?
So after that, I believe
There's
they
room
moved to
enough
America.
for everybody to help.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
No, she moved to America with her husband, and that's where she started doing the same thing and talking about people, and not about people, but to people about different religious beliefs and things like that. And she was really popular in America too.
So is this the same lifetime that she
Yes.
was RGB? Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my God. So she was put in jail just like her
Just
father.
like her father, Ruth. Yeah.
Amazing. But I love that spirit
Yeah.
and that courage, because having that in their soul, look, they weren't afraid in this life. I mean, Rachel says what she wants to, what's on her
There's
mind.
a statue of her in Massachusetts. Is Boston? Yeah. Because I believe they
Rachel
moved
was
to.
in that lifetime.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, I believe they migrated to Boston after she was put in jail in England.
Oh my gosh! Wow,
I could be wrong about that. She believed in separation of church and state, and back then it was oh no. It's like no. You have to believe the way we believe, kind of thing.
Right.
And she did that. She espoused what her father talked about, and believed that your behavior to attain God's salvation was what you had to do, not the act of being in a particular sect.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
But that's what it's really all about.
Yeah.
It's not that easy to just walk into a certain building or church and then that means you're going to be okay. You know, go to church every Sunday and then, okay, you're going to make it in.
Yeah.
It's what you really do with it. And
Exactly.
that's where the other is just about money.
Very much so. Trump is afraid of women.
Oh, that's for sure. And that's why it's just so awesome that we had Ruth and that she was just such an awesome
Trump has
example.
attacked Ruth. Oh, very much so.
Yeah, and now all of a
In
sudden...
her documentary, it's in there.
Yeah, it is. And now all of a sudden he's saying
Oh, she's a
something
magnificent
positive.
woman, yeah.
No, it's who a person really, what he really is.
Exactly. Wow, we're missing something. Hi, Sinal.
Yeah.
Coke's on you. 1, 2, 3. When you say something at the same time.
Well, that is really
Yeah,
cool.
you guys watch RBG.
It was really good.
That's the documentary.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember the name of the movie. Anyway.
I don't know either. But we can
It's
Google
new.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a new movie for sure. Yeah, that's awesome. Well, thank you, Vera,
Yes,
for
you're
sharing. Was there
welcome.
anything else that you wanted to say about that?
No, just that, how your past lives prepare you for what you're really meant to do, too. I mean, you're meant to do that in past lives as well, but it's kind of like a stepping stone of what eventually that you feel like you hadn't done before, you get it all done in a certain lifetime.
Exactly.
So,
and it's
there's reasons.
And it's amazing, too, because she was a woman in this life, and she needed to have that. I don't know. I think that was she was just the perfect coming in that gender. Oh, yes.
That's our old logo. Soon to be.
Yep. Retired.
Yeah.
But I think that
Haven't I done Obama?
Yes.
Who was he in a past life?
He knew Lincoln.
He knew Lincoln.
Yeah.
Just go into the past life playlist. It's all on there.
Or
On
it could
YouTube.
be political. It could be under political figures, too. We have one of those playlists also.
Yeah.
But I just thought it was really cool, though, because, I mean, the feminine has been buried for
Right.
so long. And
Yes, too long.
it's interesting because so many rights, but not just for women, for so many different groups, is under attack right now.
Oh, that was another thing I want to talk about before we go. Thank you for reminding me. Jaylyn, 17. When we talk about celebrity past lives or anybody's past lives, and there's a death involved or something, and even especially if it's most current, like Naya, it really affects people, not just hurts people, but affects people in different ways. And there's been, a lot of talk on our, what is it? Comments,
Our channel.
Our channel
Comments.
about Naya, and then one particular person just does not understand why she did what she did and doesn't understand why we're saying that she was a hero. Because, I mean, if we have an opinion too, not just the person that thinks that she did a horrible thing. You have your opinion. We have our opinions. There's no reason to get upset. There's no reason to get mad at people. There's no reason to talk down to people or call people names. You can say how you feel without attacking people. You have that option, and we have that on here where you guys, we want you to comment. We want you to say things, but not when you start putting people down because they don't believe like you do. If you want to believe that a certain person is bad and horrible and they shouldn't have done what they've done, great. That's your opinion. But you don't have to attack people for believing the other way. So, please be respectful in your comments because we don't want to take the comment thing down. Or we don't want to block people.
Right. We want to give you the chance to have an
express
open forum.
yourself.
Exactly.
So, so it's not like, there's definitely a deeper trigger that happened to this person because of her response to Naya's death. She's very, very critical of her and saying that she, how can we say that she's a hero? How can we say she was, she should have known better and all that kind of stuff. But you don't know until you walk in other people's shoes how they're going to deal with the day or how they're going to deal with certain things that you deal with or how you dealt with. When she went to this particular event, because it was part of her chart and it was pulling her because it was when she was supposed to go. Right. The way she went is for all of our learning and understanding, not just for her family, not just for her son, because look, we're still talking about it, aren't we? Yeah. So, it affected us too, but, I don't know. I just keep going back to that, those in glass houses should not throw stones kind of thing, because you don't know what Naya was going through at the time. Her chart was pulling her, and she just said, her little boy was bored. Let's just go swimming. Just to give him a nice afternoon. It was an impromptu thing. Right. I mean, so that's just the things that led up to it. End of story. I'm not going to deal with this anymore. I don't want any more bad, talking bad about people that don't believe the way you do. Just do it in a respectful way, and it's fine. That's it. No more. No more. Mm-mm.
Case closed.
Yeah.
Where's the little, what's that called? The little
Great.
hammer thing?
Yeah.
Anvil? Something like that.
Yeah. Because, there's a lot of people we don't agree with, but we don't have to call them stupid or you're a fool or you're an idiot or how dare you or whatever you say. Come on. And especially when the other person is trying to help you understand and saying, that's not what I meant or whatever. Just be kind to each other, please.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's a lot of that in the world, right? Mm-hmm. But we have this spiritual community, and like you just said, we're trying to help each other understand.
Yeah. And I understand her viewpoint too. Something triggers her with that death and the way that it happened. So something deeper inside that she's really angry about.
But sometimes it might land on maybe a different target. That makes sense.
Yeah. Because it really triggered her. She's really, and that happens too, but we can be kind and say how we feel.
Well, amen, sister.
Amen.
Well, thank you everyone for joining us today. It's awesome as always.
Gavel, I like that. Where's the gavel?
Thank you. The gavel. I think it's the animal. As you can tell, I don't spend a lot of time in a courtroom.
Thank the Lord.
Yeah. That's true.
Well, we love you guys. You have a great rest of the week. Why is that so hard to say for me? I don't know.
It's like a Bugs Bunny moment.
Yeah, not hard to say. It's just
West of the week.
Challenging to get out of this mouth.
Yeah. Love you all so much.
Oh, I like when Ho'oponopono.
What's that mean?
She loves us.
Aww.
I don't know. I just made that up. Roxanne, what does it mean?
How do you say
Ho'oponopono?
Pono. Aww, thank you, Tim.
Make things right. You got it.
All right. Yeah. Excellent.
We love you guys, and we'll see you later on for the, I was going to say midnight chat. No.
That could happen. All right, we'll see you there in PJs.
Yeah. We're going to try to do it what time? So we can tell people now instead of having to put it on community. I'll put it on community too, but
What do you think?
Yeah.
It's up to you.
How about 3 o'clock?
Perfect.
Yeah.
See you in a couple hours.
3 p.m.
An hour and a half.
California time.
Yes, Pacific time.
Or an hour and a half for wherever you are.
Excellent.
And we hope you guys come back.
Yeah, we do. Can't have this without you. Bye.
No fighting with anybody.
Yeah. Don't make us come down there, right?
Get my shoe.
Whoops.